Hey, this is Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I'm joined by.
It's Kristyn from DAEDRIC.
It's great to be chatting to you this afternoon. Your band, DAEDRIC. Tell me a little bit about them, lyrically and visually. Where do you draw your inspirations?
So I started DAEDRIC with my producers Jeff and Clay, and the concept is honestly really heavily based around Skyrim, the RPG. A lot of people are familiar with that. It's a fantasy-based video game, and I'm just really passionate about it. And so I wanted to kind of build my own universe based off of that, and like create my own kind of stories and narratives, and then
Cool.
just work on vocals from there.
Brilliant. I love your single Only. The sheep's head, the ram's head. I've got one of those actually, just sat over there. Um, can you give me a little bit of ideas for that? Because it's just like visual, isn't it? It's very sort of like in there. I love it.
When I was building the visual, I wanted to kind of base it around what our album art is going to be. There's like a few things, like a few elements in there that relate to the album art that's going to come out. And so I kind of just retaught myself Blender, did some 3D objects and textures and all that, and then built the visualizer out.
Brilliant. It's totally captivating. I'm like, you sit there watching it, like, and I don't do drugs, but you're like, yeah, man, this is good. I love it. Um, I also love Dawnbreaker. That's a killer song. Can we expect more of the same video wise and also album wise?
I think so. I'm just looking at what we have built out so far. There are a lot of motifs that kind of reoccur, but we're trying to kind of make this album a little bit of everything. So it has elements of metal, and there's like rock, and then a little more pop. So there's a little bit of everything in there, but there's probably some songs that if you like Dawnbreaker, that you'll like some of the other tracks as well.
Excellent, because it does cross different genres, doesn't it? I love the way it all mixes together. I love your growls. You don't do it too often, but when you do, it's like, oh, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. Where
Thank
does
you.
that come from? And do you have to practice a lot to be able to growl like that?
Yeah, actually, when I first started singing, I was just a clean singer only, and I was really interested in learning growls, but I was honestly afraid because I'd heard people, blow their voice and hurt their voice, and like they people kept telling me, oh, it'll affect your singing voice and your range, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that trade-off. But during quarantine, I was like, F it, I want to learn, might as well. I'm not doing anything else, so I spent the better part of 2 years practicing. I was taking on cover songs and just studying what those vocals were doing and trying to replicate it and working through navigating, not causing pain to my voice,
Yeah.
but also getting that tone that I really wanted. And a huge inspiration for me was actually Marcus Bridge from Northlane. I loved his style. I love his approach to growls and how it sounds. So I spent about 2 years really honing in on that and making, my own version of it. And it got like less and less scary each time. And so as I've kind of gone on and built up the stamina, I found ways to navigate it, and it hasn't affected my singing voice. In fact, I feel like it's made me stronger because I'm learning different styles of breath support. When you sing, you're singing a lot from your diaphragm and
Mhm.
supporting, you're from your core and things like that. And then with screaming, just the pathways that the air takes are very different. The breathing styles are really different, and I've come to really appreciate that, and it's made me a lot more cognizant of warming up and taking care of my voice, making sure I'm not around smoke at all. I've never been a smoker, but like just making sure I'm not around people that are smoking, because
Uh-huh.
that's the kind of thing that I feel like it has a long-term effect on your voice. Just taking as best care as I can, and then just practicing often. I think I've taken like months off before, and then trying to come back, and I'm like, oh, I do not sound the same. So trying to be consistent with at least practicing, or like I like to do these short covers because it keeps me on top of my voice and making sure that I'm listening to what I'm doing and trying different techniques.
Brilliant. So, what female metal artists sort of influence you? Is there any?
Um, Female metal artists. I would say I really enjoy, Tatiana from Ginger, and obviously Courtney from Spirit Box. They're really, really talented girls, and I love them. I don't know if I like to like split it in gender, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I like to just see everyone as like, if you're a vocalist, like you're a vocalist, everyone kind of has their own approach to it. Doesn't matter what gender you are. And that's why like a lot of my influences are male, just because I'm like, there's not a huge difference in the anatomy of the vocal cords there.
So can you remember the first time you ever stood on a stage and sung in front of people and how it felt?
I was actually, I still am. I'm an avid karaoke fan, and I love the thrill of just getting up there, like, and it's okay to be nervous and just have fun. I enjoy singing in and of itself. Like it doesn't matter like where I am. I can be at home, and it's to me it's the same. But it is fun, and I find it's a lot easier to sing in front of crowds than it is to sing in front of one person. Like if someone's like, "Hey, sing something for me," I feel like I don't know a single song in the whole world anymore. I can't think of a song, and I'm like, maybe Happy Birthday? I don't know. And so when when I'm in
Yeah.
front of a crowd, I feel a lot more at peace. Like it feels more natural.
Excellent. So what are the plans for the rest of the year then? I hope to get out on tour, and would you hopefully get over the pond one day?
Actually, we have quite a few collaborations that are lined up with other artists on Fixed, and we have a few more singles coming out leading up to the album. After that, I think that's coming out, early 2023. After that, I'm super open to touring. I would actually prefer to go to the UK and Europe first before the US, because I've been in the US, I've seen it, and then I'm like, that's not exciting. It's more exciting to go to another country.
Absolutely. Have you ever been over to the UK or Europe at all?
Yeah, I actually spent 6 weeks studying abroad in Italy, but that was the only country I went to, so it was beautiful, and I'd love to go back.
Brilliant. So if you could pick three bands to go on tour with, who would you choose? Any band, dead or alive?
Oh, dead or alive. I mean, Northlane number one. I'm a huge Northlane fan. If I'm going based off of my current, playlist, maybe Sleep Token and Bad Omens. Maybe just those three. I don't know. The list could
Brilliant.
be longer.
Okay, that's great. If one of your songs could appear on a TV series or soundtrack, which one would you choose?
Ooh. Something along the lines of fantasy, Lord of the Rings. I know they have that new show coming out. And I would love it for it to be in video games. I know we have one of our tracks is actually on the VR game Smash Drums,
Cool.
and I know people enjoy that one there. So having those out on video games is really awesome.
I bet that really is actually. Can you give me four words then to describe your band?
Ooh, synth heavy, rock, metal, and what's another good one? Fantasy.
Excellent. What was the last song you listened to?
The last song I just listened to, I am currently obsessed with Just Pretend off of Bad Omen's latest album, and I have that one on repeat right now.
Brilliant. Okay, next thing is just five questions, either or either. So the first one is vinyl or digital.
Ooh, can I say both?
Okay, festival or small intimate gig.
Small and smoky.
Pizza or beer.
Pizza.
Okay, saint or sinner.
Sinner.
Yeah. And the last one is Joe Biden or Kermit the Frog.
Kermit.
Will you be doing like any live streams when you do get out on the road for people that are based over here?
Yeah, I would love to. Because we're not like a fully built out band, we would have to, get musicians to be playing these parts. But
Yeah,
I would be very, very down to do that.
that'd be absolutely brilliant. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Actually, tomorrow, Friday, is a year since we started the project, and I'm just really grateful for all the love and support that we've received so far. It's been amazing, and I'm honestly awestruck at how far we've come.